Hey y'all, welcome to Mommy Needs a Minute. This is your girl Michelle B, and I will be your host, um, or facilitator, if you will, of the conversations that we will be having during this brief moment. Mommy Needs a Minute was birthed out of the need and desire to need a space to just take a breather. I'm a new mom of a beautiful baby girl. And sometimes we just need a minute to just let our hair down or take a breather or not be a parent, you know? And so this is that outlet for me. And I'm hoping that, as momentum builds with this thing, and we have guests that come on and the conversations begin to flow and build, that this can also be a safe space and a gathering place for new parents to come and just talk, get some things off our chests and, you know, go back to being a parent. And so, yeah. So, this week I wanted to kind of start off the conversation. This is particularly for moms, new moms. Sorry, dads. This one's not really for you. But if you can relate to some of the things, by all means, relate, tune in, agree, disagree. But this is really for those moms. Um, I've kind of really just been trying to figure out how to be my old self in my new normal, and figuring out, am I still me? Am I still going to be, who I was before I had my baby? And before I became a mom, I was quite social. I like to go to brunches. I like to turn up with my girls. I occasionally like to go to a lounge every now and then. I'm not really a big club or lounge person, but kickbacks in the house, a turn up, you know, loved it. That was my thing. I love to be with my people. And when you become a new mom, you don't really have that time to do that, and you don't have the outlet and you don't have the energy to do it. Shit, I'm tired. When she goes to bed around 9, I'm going to bed. Um, but yeah, you really just don't have the energy to kind of do those things anymore. But at the same time, you still have those desires, and so how do you manage or match the desires to still be social and involved, and be involved in the things that you used to do, um, when you don't have the energy because you're a new parent. And so, yeah, that's really where I'm at. I i have a mentor who has been my mentor since I was a teenager. And one thing she told me, she recently told me this too. um, she she was like, the woman you are now never existed before, ever. But the woman you used to be died when you birthed your baby. And I was like, it doesn't sound that deep, but it was very deep. It hit home because we're ever evolving, right? The goal is to always evolve and transcend and ascend. Um, but when you lay down, sit down, squat, however you had your baby, um, the old you died and you evolved into a new woman. And kind of like, you need time to mourn that. I feel like moms, like, you have to mourn your old self because you've you've been becoming that one person for however long. So I'm 38. I was 37 when I had my baby. And so who I was when I had my baby, I took 37 years to develop that person ultimately, right? And so it didn't just, happen overnight. I didn't just become her um, instantly. It took some time and a lot of lessons learned and a lot of uh, hardships and, you know, whatever. They all kind of help molded that person. And I I have to mourn her. Yeah, so like essentially the old person that you were, you have to mourn that person. And I think everyone needs time to kind of come to grips with who they now are. And that's going to look different for everyone. Some people can just take that in stride and keep going, and people are like, "Oh my God, I can't believe it! I'm a mom, and I love this, and this is my new me," and yada yada yada. Some people, they might still love the fact that they are, a parent and their mom, but they miss that old person. They miss their ability to just get up and go and, move freely and however they wanted to move. And sometimes that's me. Sometimes I, no regrets, none at all. But sometimes I feel like, man, I used to love the days where I could just get up and go. Didn't have to pack a diaper bag. Didn't have to make sure, the baby's fed and diapers changed and every everything's all good. Like you all know that you got a diaper bag, bottles, clean diaper, coats on if it's, coat season. Do I look presentable and or do I look crazy? All this just to, run to the store real quick. Like what could have been a 15-20 minute out the house there and back, now it takes 45 minutes sometimes. And so give yourself time. I think you should always give yourself time, or we should give ourselves time and grace to become comfortable with whom we're becoming, and what our new normal is. I know sometimes you realize that like the invitations to go places don't come in anymore, or they only come, for the special occasions like birthdays or holidays, things like that. But no more. Hey, it's brunch this weekend. You want to go? Or and it's not, no shade to our friends or whatever. They're not trying to be shady to us. I think they just realize that we have a kid now, and they're trying to be accommodating. But at the same time, I think that you should still invite those friends, those new parents, because we need an outlet. Sometimes we need to get out. We need to, give us the opportunity to turn you down, basically. you know, Maybe we can find a babysitter. Maybe we do have, someone that can watch the baby for a couple of hours and we can get out and turn up. Like sometimes we do want to have, that time to just do hood rat shit with our friends. Like I always say that, but my friends are far from being hood rat, but we like to do hood rat shit and sometimes. And so yeah, that can just become a thing. But you know, what I am learning and realizing is the woman that I am becoming and growing into, she's going to be bomb. Like, one thing for me, anytime I go through a transition or evolution of myself, the person that comes out on the other side of that evolution is amazing. Like when I look back and reflect on the different transitions I've had in my life, um, there were I've always leveled up in some type of way, and I'm very excited to see how I am as a mom and as a as a parent because I think I was pretty cool as a a non-parent, and Daylin gonna get she gonna get this good parenting. I'm a millennial. According to Google, I'm an elder millennial, but I'm a millennial, and so I think that we were born in an era that got like the best of both worlds. So like we got the old ways of doing things pre social media, pre um pre social media, and then we saw the introductions of social media, and now we're in this I guess social media era. We're not really post social media. We're still in this, but things have changed. A lot of things have changed, but we've seen the changes, and so I have a lot of old school ways about me. When it comes to like child rearing and uh, what is the word I'm looking for in raising children, like. But there's a lot of things that I know and I've learned through therapy, through uh, TikTok, through life experiences, through Google, uh, reading books, watching podcasts, listening to podcasts. Um, there's a lot of things that I've learned that will accompany some of my old school ways. Like I don't know, kids. A lot of kids don't seem to do chores, but they get like allowances and entitlement to things. Yeah. I want my child to learn how to do things for herself and be equipped. So she's going to learn how to do chores. And so, but I also want her to learn uh, concepts and not be, not be so confined by social constructs based on, what she learns. Like, just because you know how to cook, clean, sew, all these things don't mean that because you're a woman, you have to do all those things for someone. Um, you do them if you want to, but you will learn how to do them. You will have life skills. Um, but I digress. Back to the topic at hand. Am I still me? And so, even though that the person in essence dies that you used to be, and a new one is born, I believe that you are still you. There is still going to be pockets of me. I'm still childish in ways. Like my friends tell me, all I know is play. I don't. I am probably the most unserious, serious person that you ever will meet. But you know, that's who I am. I'm very serious when it comes to like my professional world. Um, sometimes my relationship, sometimes my friendships and things like that. But at the same time, I'm very unserious. I don't take things too serious where they bother me anymore because there's other things that's more important. And one of the things that's more important is my daughter. And so I you gotta find that balance. And I believe I will. So moms, new moms, give yourself time, give yourself grace to find who you are and to become comfortable with who you are, to become comfortable with how you look. I'm struggling with that now. Um, Never was a small woman, but right before I found out I was pregnant, I had lost like 40 pounds. And I was like, yes, I did it again. Ladies, sometimes you lose weight, gain it, lose weight, gain it. Yeah, I was in my second wave of losing it. And then I found out I was pregnant and I gained it all back. And now, as a breastfeeding mom, I'm hungry all the time. So I've gained a little bit more weight. Nothing outrageous, but I'm still The body don't look the same. You know what? It just don't. You got a mom pouch. You gotta wear fajas and binders to make your stomach and do all these things. And some ladies snap back like really well, and then you have some who don't. Me, I did not snap back to whatever I was before, and so now I'm learning to become either comfortable with how I look, and I have a village in a support group, a supportive group of friends and family that tells me to give myself grace all the time, and I have to listen to them. Like they really are like, listen, you literally just had a baby, and I'm like, yeah, but like so did Beyonce and so did Sierra. Did you see Sierra? Sierra done had like 7 kids. And she still looks like Sierra. They also have like physical um, personal trainers and dietitians and cooks and things like that. And I can have those things too if I wanted them. But, you know, it's just not real life. But all in all, you just really got to give yourself some time. They say it takes 2 years for a woman's body to fully get back to normal, which is crazy. 2 years? Like, it took 10 months to grow this child. I grew livers, well, a liver. I grew some lungs, 10 fingers, 10 toes, 2 eyes, 2 ears, a nose. I grew those things. Like, that's amazing for one. Like I still get in awe when I see and look at my daughter and I'm like, I grew those things. Like I remember the day that I grew a liver. I was tired that day because, you know, livers are a little bit bigger. But you did those things and now you have to be on the other side of it and be okay with the fact that it's going to take some time for your body to readjust to the fact that it grew a whole entire being. It birthed one, it kept it alive, it kept it well and healthy inside of your body. And it took a lot to do that. And now she's out and your body has to snap back. And that takes time. Just for the womb to heal takes what, 6 months? Crazy. Because the womb has like a hole in it, you know, that takes 6 weeks. So where your placenta was attached, that takes 6 weeks to heal. That's why they tell you guys not to, you know, get too raunchy during that time because you are still, what the old people say, you still open. There's a hole inside your body where that placenta used to be. Like so things have to heal. Things take time to get back to normal. So just like your body takes time and it does what it needs to do over time, give yourself that time outwardly to get your mind back to, you know, stable. Talk to a postpartum therapist. Talk to whomever you need to talk to. If you want to talk to me and you want to be a guest on the show so we can talk this thing through and get through this, let's do it. There's going to be topics that we have coming up that I think will be really fun and will hit home for a lot of people. Um, but I just having different perspectives because the journey is going to look different for everyone. Everyone's journey is individual and unique to that person. And so as I share mine, I welcome other people to come and share theirs. Um, so we can, you know, grow this community and heal as women because women, we already know we run things no matter what the no matter what they say. We run it. We are the backbones of our communities, in our households. But you know, even the backbone needs to be supported by a strong core and a strong. You know, the body has to be in good shape to function fully and wholly. So yeah, let's do this. I I don't intend for these to be long conversations, so That's my time, people. And maybe the next episode will be a little bit longer, but I hope you enjoyed the conversation. I hope it, resonated with someone. And like they tell you on all YouTubes, like, subscribe, share if you think that you want to continue to listen to me talk. And hopefully, over time, this thing will grow and blossom into something beautiful, which I believe it will. And so, yeah, thanks for tuning in. And until next time, peace.